Have you ever wondered why your eyesight seems to slip away quietly at night rather than during the day, or why you wake up with eyes that feel dry, blurry, and strained almost as if they've been working overtime while you slept? And here's the real puzzle. What if the secret to repairing your eyes isn't a pill, a surgery, or an expensive treatment, but something as simple as a calming tea you sip before bed? Hello, I am Dr. Nana, and what I'm about to share may surprise you. You might not believe this, but certain drinks and foods can actually protect and even repair your eyes while you sleep. I know that sounds almost too good to be true, but for many of my older patients, their vision troubles didn't begin in the bright hours of the day. No, they crept in silently, often under the cover of night. Does this sound familiar? You wake up in the morning and your eyes feel gritty, uncomfortable, almost sandy. Your vision is hazy for the first hour, forcing you to squint at your phone or struggle to read the newspaper. And sometimes it's more than just physical strain, it feels like a deeper frustration you can't quite shake. Colors around you seem muted, lights appear clouded, and night driving becomes something you avoid altogether. After the age of 60, our eyes don't just get tired, they lose the ability to fully repair themselves overnight. That's when the damage begins to build up. Every missed night of deep rest and proper nourishment is a lost chance for your eyes to restore themselves. The problem is most people don't even realize it's happening. By the time symptoms show, like difficulty seeing in dim light, constant fatigue in the eyes, or even early signs of cataracts and macular degeneration, the damage has already taken hold. It's as if your eyes have been crying out for help, but no one has been listening. And yet, there is good news. This is the very reason I wanted to make this video for you today. Because there are natural, calming teas many you probably already have in your kitchen that don't just help you fall asleep. They can actually reduce inflammation, increase blood flow to your retina, and protect the delicate nerves inside your eyes while you rest. The best part? You don't need an expensive prescription. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on eye drops or complicated supplements. Just a simple bedtime tea. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 specific teas that are both sleep-friendly and eye-healing. You'll discover why they work, the best time to drink them, and how one in particular, the last one I'll share, may be especially powerful if your night vision has already begun to decline. If this is your first time here, and this sounds like the kind of natural, science-backed support you've been searching for, feel free to subscribe. I share practical solutions like this every single week. So, let's begin with the first tea, a gentle, familiar drink that has helped countless patients wake up with clearer, more comfortable eyes: chamomile tea. Most people think of chamomile as nothing more than a mild, floral bedtime drink. Relaxing, yes, but ordinary. But what if I told you this humble tea has the power to support deep overnight eye repair, simply by changing the way you sleep? You see, after age 60, our bodies produce less melatonin and more cortisol, the stress hormone. That shift means we sleep lighter, wake up more often, and spend less time in deep, restorative sleep. And that's a problem because deep sleep is when your body performs the bulk of its repair and detoxification, including in your eyes. Here's the part few people ever talk about. When your sleep is broken, your eyes are the first to suffer. The cornea doesn't fully rehydrate, inflammation quietly builds up, and the tiny blood vessels feeding your retina stay constricted. That means your vision is being deprived of oxygen and nutrients while you sleep. This is where chamomile tea makes a real difference. It contains a powerful compound called apigenin. Apigenin binds to receptors in your brain, calming overactive neural activity and gently guiding your body into true deep sleep. Not groggy, not drugged, just calm, sustained rest. And that gives your eyes the uninterrupted time they need to heal from a full day of strain, screens, and bright light. But that's not all. Chamomile is also a natural anti-inflammatory. It lowers the levels of cytokines, the chemical messengers behind chronic, low-grade inflammation. This is vital because inflamed tissues around your eyes, including eyelids, tear ducts, and delicate capillaries, can block both moisture and nutrient delivery. On top of that, chamomile acts as a mild vasodilator, gently opening your blood vessels and improving circulation to the microvessels behind your eyes. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more efficient detoxification, all happening while you sleep. The result? You wake up with less puffiness, less eye strain, and far less of that gritty, burning sensation that makes mornings feel so uncomfortable. And chamomile tea is just the beginning, because the next tea I'll share with you has a very different power, one that may surprise you even more. we just explored how chamomile tea can act like a gentle guardian for your eyes, helping them rest, rehydrate, and heal overnight. But chamomile is only the first step. Let me share with you what happened when one of my patients gave it a try. I had a patient named Linda, 68 years old, who used to describe her mornings in the most heartbreaking way. She said, "It feels like I've rubbed sandpaper across my eyes every single morning." Imagine waking up day after day with that kind of discomfort, the burning, the stinging, the scratchy feeling that makes you dread opening your eyes. For Linda, mornings were no longer refreshing, they were painful. I recommended something simple, nothing complicated, nothing expensive, just 1 cup of chamomile tea before bed. That's it. She gave it a try, and within just 2 weeks, Linda came back to me with a look of disbelief. She said, "Dr. Nana, for the first time in years, my eyes actually feel comfortable when I wake up. I forgot what that felt like." Now, of course, chamomile isn't a miracle cure. It won't erase every vision problem overnight. But here's the important part: it creates the right conditions. It sets the stage for your eyes to rest deeply, rehydrate fully, and repair naturally from the inside out. And that's something no synthetic pill can truly mimic. The beauty of chamomile is in its simplicity. It's safe, it's gentle, it's affordable, and chances are you already have a box of chamomile tea bags sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet. That's the power of using nature as medicine. It's right there within reach. But if chamomile soothes by calming your nervous system, then the next tea I want to share works in an entirely different way. Instead of focusing on relaxation alone, it directly targets something even more critical: blood flow to your eyes. And when it comes to circulation, few teas are as uniquely powerful as fennel tea. Fennel tea. More than just digestion, let's talk about fennel. It's one of those herbs people often overlook. Most of the time, you hear fennel mentioned as a digestive aid, something to help with bloating, indigestion, or cramps. And it's true, fennel has been used for centuries in that way. It has a slightly sweet, licorice-like flavor that many people either love or need a moment to get used to. But here's the secret most people don't realize: fennel is far more than just a stomach soother. It's a circulatory powerhouse. And circulation is the very lifeline of your eyes. Think about this: if chamomile lays down a calming blanket over your nervous system so you can sleep, fennel is the herb that clears the traffic jams in your bloodstream, making sure your eyes get the oxygen and nutrients they desperately need to repair themselves at night. The retina, the thin, light-sensitive layer of cells at the back of your eye, is like the film in an old-fashioned camera. It captures every ray of light, every color, every detail of your world, and sends those signals racing up the optic nerve to your brain. But this delicate layer of cells has one very high demand: it needs a constant, steady stream of oxygen and nutrients. Here's the problem: as we age, circulation to the retina quietly begins to decline. Even the smallest drop in blood flow can trigger real consequences: faster eye fatigue, weaker night vision, and in some cases, the early acceleration of age-related degeneration. You may notice it as hazier lights at night, difficulty adjusting to darkness, or that persistent dull heaviness in your eyes after a long day. Fennel contains natural compounds, flavonoids, and a special phytochemical called anethole that directly support circulation. These compounds help relax the smooth muscle walls of blood vessels. In other words, they gently open up those tiny passageways so more oxygen and nutrients can reach the deepest tissues, including the retina and optic nerve. Picture this: if your bloodstream were like a busy highway, fennel acts like a traffic officer, waving cars through smoothly so there are no more bottlenecks. Your eyes are then free to receive the steady fuel they need for repair. The gut-brain eye connection. But fennel has another gift, one that most people never associate with eye health. It supports the gut-brain connection, particularly through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is like a two-way communication superhighway, connecting your gut, your brain, and your nervous system. When your gut is calm and relaxed, your brain follows suit. And when both are at ease, your body slips into what's called the parasympathetic state, true rest and repair mode. That's when healing actually happens. This is why fennel tea doesn't just help digestion. It creates a domino effect. A calm gut leads to a calm brain, which leads to deeper sleep. And deeper sleep, combined with improved circulation, creates the perfect environment for your eyes to restore themselves. So, in a single cup, fennel tea is helping your stomach, your nerves, your sleep, and your vision all at the same time. It's like having a chain reaction of benefits, each one quietly building on the other. Real-life stories from my patients. I've had patients tell me they drink fennel tea when their eyes start to feel foggy at night, especially after spending hours in front of glowing screens or reading under artificial lights. Others say it eases that dull ache behind the eyes, the kind that sometimes creeps in with age or fatigue. Of course, fennel isn't a magic switch. It won't give you perfect vision overnight, but what it does is far more powerful. It slowly, gently rebuilds the circulation your eyes depend on, night after night. Think of it like watering a thirsty garden. One watering won't transform it, but with steady, consistent care, the flowers bloom again. That's exactly how fennel supports your eyes. If you've noticed your vision fading just a little faster after sundown, or if your eyes feel heavy and dull by bedtime, this tea could be quietly working behind the scenes to bring them back to life, one restorative night of sleep at a time. The transition to something even more remarkably so. Chamomile creates calm. Fennel restores circulation. But there's another tea, one with a story so fascinating, it captured the imagination of World War II pilots. Yes, you heard that right. The next tea comes from a small, dark berry that fighter pilots once swore gave them sharper night vision during their missions. Whether myth or truth, the science behind it today reveals something extraordinary. Let's talk about bilberry tea. We've just talked about chamomile easing the nervous system, and fennel improving circulation. But what about the ability to see in the dark? For many people over 60, this is where the real struggle begins. One of the earliest, most frustrating signs of aging eyes is night blindness. You know that uneasy feeling walking down the hallway in dim light, fumbling for the switch, or gripping the steering wheel at dusk because the road seems to disappear. That creeping loss of confidence often comes from your rod cells, the special light-sensitive cells in the retina responsible for detecting movement and contrast in low light. As we age, those rod cells begin to falter. They respond more slowly, adapt less efficiently, and become far more vulnerable to oxidative stress. And that's exactly where bilberry shines. Bilberry, the night vision protector. Bilberries are bursting with anthocyanins, a unique group of antioxidants that do more than just fight inflammation. They help regenerate the purple pigment inside rod cells called rhodopsin, which is essential for capturing light in the dark. Without healthy levels of this pigment, adjusting to low light settings feels like trying to see through fog. But the benefits don't stop there. Anthocyanins also fortify the fragile capillaries in your eyes. Stronger capillary walls mean less microbleeding, better nutrient delivery, and more efficient removal of waste products from retinal tissue. In simple terms, bilberries not only help your rods function better, they improve the environment your retina depends on for long-term health. Why tea, not just berries? At this point, you might be asking, why drink bilberry tea instead of just eating the berries? It's a good question. The answer lies in how the body absorbs those anthocyanins. When bilberries are steeped into tea, the warmth draws out their antioxidants in a concentrated, highly absorbable form. The heat doesn't just release the compounds, it enhances circulation and makes the anthocyanins more bioavailable. That means your body can use them more quickly and more effectively, especially during sleep, when the eyes are in their natural repair mode. A patient's story. George, I'll never forget one of my patients, George, 73. For over a year, he refused to drive after dark. Headlights blinded him, and the dim blur of the road filled him with anxiety. He felt trapped, stuck at home, as soon as the sun went down. Then George tried something simple, bilberry tea a few nights each week. After just a few weeks, he came into my office smiling. He said, "Dr. Nana, I walked all the way down my driveway without a flashlight and I could actually see where I was going." No, his night vision wasn't magically perfect. But the improvements, in contrast, the reduction in glare, and most importantly, the confidence he regained, made a remarkable difference in his life. What bilberry tea really offers, that's what bilberry tea can provide. Not a miracle cure, not a complete reversal, but a steady improvement in one of the first things aging often takes away, our ability to see in the dark. If you've started avoiding night driving, hesitated to go out after sundown, or found yourself uneasy walking through your own home in low light, bilberry tea may be one of the kindest gifts you can give your eyes. It helps restore a sense of freedom, security, and independence. The next concern, eye pressure and nerve stress. But of course, vision loss doesn't only come from weak rods or fading pigments. Another silent threat is building inside the eyes of many older adults, pressure and stress on the optic nerve. Day after day, tension builds behind the eyes and deep inside the head. Eye pressure creeps higher, nerves strain under the load, and over time, this quiet stress can accelerate damage. That's why our next tea is so important. Unlike chamomile, fennel, or bilberry, it doesn't just calm your body or improve circulation. It directly soothes the nervous system, reduces internal tension, and protects the very nerves that carry vision signals from your eyes to your brain. Let's take a closer look at lemon balm tea, a calming herb with powerful benefits for aging eyes. When tension finally softens in the tiny muscles around your face and eyes, something remarkable takes place. Eye pressure begins to stabilize. The optic nerve, the lifeline that carries every visual signal to your brain, finally finds the calm, nourished environment it needs to breathe, to recover, and to remain strong. But here's the truth. This isn't just about medical science or physiology. It's also about how you feel. Many of my patients describe lemon balm tea as their emotional exhale. After long, exhausting days filled with overstimulation, traffic, relentless noise, glaring screens, and constant worries, this gentle tea becomes their invitation to pause. A chance to slow down, to release the weight of the day, to quiet the restless chatter of the mind, and to reconnect with their own body before bedtime. Science meets experience. What fascinates me most is that research now confirms what my patients have been saying for years. Studies show that people who drink lemon balm tea regularly not only enjoy better quality sleep, but also wake up fewer times during the night, and even experience less sensitivity to light and glare. For aging eyes, glare is often one of the most frustrating challenges. It makes headlights unbearable, morning sunlight harsh, and nighttime environments difficult to navigate. So while lemon balm may not directly repair your eyes the way a prescription might promise, what it does is even more essential. It creates and protects the very environment your eyes depend on to stay healthy. Your nervous system, your blood flow, your inner state of calm. Because here's the deeper truth. Healing doesn't just happen through nutrients or circulation. Healing also requires safety. When your body feels safe, it can finally relax into repair. If your evenings are always rushed, if your mind races the moment your head hits the pillow, or if you've noticed that your vision seems blurrier whenever you feel stressed and overwhelmed, then lemon balm tea might just be the missing piece of your nightly routine. The power of a retinal. Let's take this one step further. Imagine not just sipping lemon balm, but weaving all four teas, chamomile, fennel, bilberry, and lemon balm into a simple weekly rhythm. Not mixing them into one overwhelming blend, but allowing each one to shine on its own night. When you do that, you create something much greater than the sum of its parts. You create a ritual, a steady rhythm, a nightly practice that whispers to your body, the day is done. It's time to rest. It's time to heal. And that, my friends, is how transformation begins, not with complexity, but with consistency. Building your vision. Tea ritual. So how do you begin? Keep it simple. Start by choosing one tea each night. That's right, just one. Monday. Begin with chamomile. Let it carry you gently into deep, restorative sleep, giving your eyes the quiet they crave. Tuesday. Brew fennel. Calm your digestion, open your circulation, and fuel your retinas with the oxygen they need. Wednesday. Make it bilberry night. Support your rods, strengthen those fragile capillaries, and protect your night vision. Thursday. Sip lemon balm. Release tension, calm the nervous system, and give your optic nerve the serenity it needs to thrive. Friday. Repeat the tea that made you feel the best, or simply listen to your body's quiet request and honor it. When it's time to brew, place a heaping teaspoon of dried herbs or a high-quality tea bag into hot water. Let it steep for 8 to 10 minutes. Cover your cup while it steeps to preserve the essential oils and aromatic compounds that carry so much of the therapeutic benefit. Then, sip slowly, ideally 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Don't rush. Let the act of drinking become part of the ritual itself, a signal to your body that the day is finished and that it's time to restore. Ritual, not routine. And here's the key. This isn't just about drinking tea. It's about turning that tea into a ritual, something intentional, something sacred, something your body begins to recognize and anticipate. Some of my patients write a short gratitude list while sipping. Others stretch gently, breathe deeply, or place a warm compress over their eyes. You don't have to do these things, but the more meaning you bring to this moment, the more powerful it becomes. After just a week, pay attention. Notice how your eyes feel when you wake. Are they less dry, less gritty? Do headlights bother you less at night? Do you fall asleep more easily, or wake up fewer times? These are small signs, but they matter. They tell you that your body is responding not to something aggressive or artificial, but to something gentle, consistent, and deeply nourishing. Consistency creates transformation. You are not forcing your body to heal. You're inviting it. And in my 30 years as a physician, I can tell you this. It's these small, loving invitations repeated night after night that create the most lasting transformations. Yes, with just 5 minutes each evening, you can carve out space for your vision to repair, your mind to settle, and your body to rest the way it was always meant to. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one final thought, a message of hope for anyone who has ever noticed their eyesight slipping away and wondered if it's simply too late. If you've made it this far with me, please hear this. Your eyes have been with you through everything. They've witnessed your greatest joys and your deepest heartbreaks. They've read bedtime stories to your children. They've watched the seasons change outside your window. They've cried quietly at night, and they've sparkled with laughter during the day. And yes, maybe lately they've felt a little weaker, a little more tired, a little less clear. But I want you to know this. You are not powerless. It is not too late. Even now, your body holds an incredible capacity to heal, not by pushing, not by forcing, but by offering it the right environment. One small ritual at a time. One peaceful evening at a time. A warm cup of tea. A moment of stillness. A chance to rest deeply so your eyes can awaken to a brighter, clearer day. You deserve that. You deserve to wake up seeing the world clearly again, not just with your eyes, but with peace in your heart. And if no one has told you this lately, let me remind you, you are doing better than you think. You are here. You are learning. You are taking steps to care for yourself in ways that truly matter. Thank you sincerely for spending this time with me tonight. It means more than I can say that you've welcomed me into your evening, even for just a few minutes. If this video has brought you even a small measure of comfort, inspiration, or hope, I'd be grateful if you clicked like and shared it with someone you care about who might be struggling with their vision. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Boost. By subscribing, you'll join a community dedicated to natural, practical, doctor-backed solutions that help you age with strength, clarity, and confidence. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these teas? Do you already have a nighttime ritual that helps your eyes rest and recover? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may be the very encouragement someone else needs to take that first step. This is Dr. Nana, wishing you clear vision, deep rest, and a heart full of calm. Until next time, take care of your eyes, take care of your health, and most importantly, take care of yourself.